Young bitch with a big ass tit on me right now, like shit don't matter. Sing at home, always go get quiet. Gotta turn that off. But anyways, we're looking for shorts today. Um, we do have PMI coming out at 10 o'clock this morning. Gonna be a big part of what we're looking for today. On the daily chart, we're targeting this Friday high. As you can see, came down here. Well, on this chart, we took out the high, traded lower, took out the low, and then closed right here. So this is giving us conflicting information, sort of hinting at a bearish bias. The reason why I have the Friday high marked out is because on ES, that's going to be the obvious target for us. So we took out the low and closed above, targeting a Friday high, which just got hit actually. Not too important, but it is important that we got hit there, so that way there's not too much of a reason for us to go much higher from here. What we are looking for is going to be this London and Asian low right here. Literally, as you can see, they're on the same level, 69.06, 69.06. So this area is going to get traded to. I am unbelievably confident in that regard. On Nasdaq, we got a small gap, less than 10 points, nothing significant. Still going to be looking for the same thing there. Now, if we sort of start to think ahead of time to 10 o'clock, my thinking is we're going to take out this high, which is going to push a bunch of volatility in. It's going to get some people maybe buying, maybe selling. But what'll happen is we'll go a little bit higher here on Nasdaq. Hopefully, we'll tap into this order block here. If that's the case, I'm really going to be looking. Well, regardless of if that's the case, I'm going to be looking for shorts here. So I want to target this area down here, ideally coming out of this order block. And ideally, it would be after this 10 o'clock news. So I'm going to try to sit on my hands as much as I can for that 10 o'clock news. But if a setup comes, and a setup comes. And once these session low gets hit, I'm going to write this because this has been an issue. Once session levels are hit, charge is and for much. There we go. Regardless of what happens, turning off the charts once these session levels get hit. And ideally, we come put some structure in up here, and then you can look to break it on the way down. ES is moving just how we wanted to. Already took out Friday high. Guess we can sort of start to see what we could potentially reverse off of on ES. We do have this high up here. Not saying we're going to hit it or anything, but something to mark out and something to look at. I'm not really seeing too much of anything else. Yeah, not really seeing too much. Do have the new week opening gap here. Already got traded to, already got filled. So no reason for us not to trade back to there. Also is not really a reason for us to look to trade back there. Kind of just neutral on that aspect. I think everything's looking good right now. Let it do whatever it wants to do. Ideally, we see this come up here, like I said. But we'll see. We will see. Crypto, I'm starting to get excited about again. We've came up a little bit off of the levels that we've been like sitting at. Bitcoin sitting at 92, which is pretty good. As you can see, we've had a strong past couple of days. Ethereum is also up a little bit. We're almost break even on there. Solana, we're down pretty much. Pretty good on. But same thing. We had a strong couple of past days. Same on XRP. So hopeful for crypto for sure. For sure. Is that a coincidence? We traded right down to that level. Mm, Yoshi. So we're paying attention to today, though. So we have broke structure. Um, this is acting pretty well around this level. This, I would say, is moving a little bit too early, um, but it should be fun. As long as we don't come down and hit out these session lows, we should have no reason to worry. What I'm sort of looking at right now is where we come down, moving that equilibrium. So that purple line wherever this goes. And we also do have this fair value gap here. That's probably going to end up helping us out a little bit. Depending on how we act around the 10 o'clock, I could potentially see us trading up into this and then trading through it to take out this high and trade into this order block. But if we respect it, we respect it. I think as much as I don't like it, I think we're going to end up taking this trade on NASDAQ just because it is like comparatively, ooh, that's a big word. Compared to the S&P, NASDAQ is definitely the weaker one. Definitely the weaker one for sure. But we'll see which one gives us the setup we're looking for. Here's NASDAQ into our fair value gap. It would take a very, very significant break for me to enter on this. But technically, this is our setup here if we break lower. But we would have to break and close like under here. And with this on NASDAQ, we're going to be entering on one contract only. Just so we do have the proper risk amount, we're going to be having a 30-point stop loss in between 30 and 25 points. But I think I'm going to do 30 because if I do 25, when I got 30 written down on this piece of paper and I get stopped out by less than 5 points, I'm going to be mad. So I'm going to do 30. So one contract, 30 points on NASDAQ. If we're on ES, it'll be two contracts, 6 points. So we're kind of ignoring this gap. It seems like kind of early to say that, but that's what it seems like we're going to do. There's us kind of rejecting that gap. Well, not rejecting it, but ignoring it. Celsius, we got blue raz today. So this is sort of the behavior we'd be expecting from a inverse fair value gap. Come up the close above. This violates the gap. Trade back down into it. Respect the low there. We're most likely about to push out of this, which is honestly what I want to see, even though we're looking for shorts. Well, we do have a short time SMT as well. Again, we'd have to close under here. It hasn't got moved up at all. We'd have to close under here for an entry. But I still wanted to, I wanted to trade up in here. If we're being completely honest. That'll be a crazy large move if I get that. Excuse me. Okay, so he might actually close under here. If we do I enter though? No, I think the answer is no. I'd be pissed off if I entered. If I entered and lost, I'd be pissed off. There's no gaps that are forming. There's a tiny one on here. Nothing significant. The 5 minute. So the reason why I'm thinking about entering is this 5 minute here with the gap looks pretty clean. We're respecting it with the bodies very well. And we got this SMT, this 5 minute SMT. For some reason, I don't have too much confidence right now. If we were to break down here, I don't think I would be confident in entering. Still want it open this order block. We'll see though. So 1 minute is respecting this gap. This will be tricky. I'm thinking if we can close below this gap and below this low, then I'll enter. If we just close below the gap, I'll wait until we close below the low. If that makes any sense. I just want to make sure that I'm 100% that this thing is ready to go. Oh, oh, ow. Oh my god, that hurt. Okay, so this is actually really good. We're using that gap instead of disrespecting it, which gives me more confidence that when we revisit it later, that we'll disrespect it. This is also giving us an opportunity. If we're going to be long, it's going to tell us long from here, which now that I'm hearing it, it sounds very conflicted. Because if it goes up here, this would be showing us long, but we're sort of staying here. Like I said, if it closes below the low, I'll enter. If it closes just below the gap that it's below right now, then I'm gonna wait. Now, if we close below this low, we'll enter. I was just about to say, as good as we got a gap here. So we're going to see volatility get picked up. We got news coming out in 40 seconds. Again, if we close below that red line, we're going to enter one contract. There's no entry on this candle. No entry on this candle either. Looks like we could potentially get in on this candle. I guess we're not entering. Well, I'm glad I didn't enter. I guess we'll put this in here for completeness sake. We're respecting the gap pretty well on the 5 minute. We're just not getting nothing coming out of the bottom side of it. But that's what we're sitting here waiting for. My bad. My girl called, so I had to answer the call. And we not that close yet, you and me. So y'all can't listen to that call. Sorry. Anyways, just kind of waiting. Just waiting for my setup. I don't want to chase price, but I think if we close below this gap, I'll be comfortable with entering. This is a 5 minute gap. This isn't a 1 minute, as you can see. And then it would be a reclaimed bearish fair value gap if that happens. Below this gap is what I said. Below this gap. Okay, that's odd. We got a 1 minute SMT here with ES is the weaker index. So we could potentially see the move here soon. I do kind of need the lead soon. It's been a while since we've been on the trade recap for this long. Let me take a little bathroom break real quick, and we'll be back. If we close below that 5 minute gap, we're entering. Boom. So normally Normally, I would. Well, I just need to stop talking before these damn candles close. Normally, I would be entering like right whenever we break structure. But as one of you guys pointed out, I gotta wait a little bit longer. So my bias has been correct. My entries, I've been jumping the gun a little bit too much. So I'm gonna wait until I actually know for a 100% fact that my bias is confirmed. Or not bias, but like my entry is confirmed. So that way I have as much confidence as I can going into the trade and not just praying for confidence after I get into the trade. So no bullshit. I think this one's done for. So we're gonna delete that. We're just gonna keep sliding this little guy. So normally, like saying if we close under here in 8 seconds, if we close under this line right here, normally I'd be entering. But somewhere we're gonna do today, we're gonna wait until we close under this 5 minute gap. We got a 5 minute low here. If we can close below that, it gives us a strong indication that we might be breaking that trend. But ideally, we'd continue to push higher into this area, which is why I set my alerts on here. This is just the next, I believe it's a 1 hour level. Yeah. So this is just the next 1 hour high on ES, and then this 1 hour order block low on NASDAQ. We also do have the 930 high on NASDAQ that we could take out. On ES, we're already above that. Overall, I'm very proud of my patience today. Lots of patience, lots of discipline. I'm very confident in my bias as well, which I feel like has kept me out of some trades, especially like looking at this. But I think it's good that I'm able to be patient and I'm able to stay out of these trades, even though I am super confident in my bias. So I think that'll be good. I do have to go to work here soon. So in like 5 minutes, I'm going to be ending this video. But I think that I'm going to continue to just watch the charts all day uh, and then see if my move ever does happen. I will, if we get up here, I will look to move this to any 5 minute levels that we might have. Or I would look to just restart the entire strategy, probably. Yeah. Because if we take out this high, I'm going to put a reminder here because I'm probably going to forget. If we take out this high, this is going to reset the trade idea. Basically, the Fib. We're starting to pick up now. Still waiting. So yes, just hit my alert. That's gonna pour some liquidity into the markets. Just took out this alert. All right, so I'm gonna be watching this while I'm at work. I do have to get off of here and get to work. But right now my entry is still gonna be below this gap here. Until we have any more structure or another fair value gap. If we have a 5 minute fair value gap to form, um, this can move that up. But got to keep in mind about our strategy here. I do feel myself sort of forgetting about that and just trying to go pure technical analysis, which is going to be an issue if I do that. Um, so yeah, I think we're gonna wait until we get up here, maybe around lunchtime, around this 12 o'clock. We can look to break structure. Hopefully, take out these session lows down here. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for. That's what I'm calling out. And if you see a trade execution while I'm at work, that's the bias that I took from it. So enjoy. Have a good one.